How to play Luzhanqi means land battle game. This game is related to chess, especially Chinese chess, and we'll discuss that in another video. But right now I just want to show you how to play it. There's a particular linguistic challenge in playing this game because the pieces have these Chinese characters on them. Some look very similar to each other by the Western eye, not used to looking at Chinese characters, and they're each associated with a particular rank, which, if you're not familiar with military rank, that's another foreign thing to you, as it is to me. So, this booklet I recommend you print this out. It's free. Just go to ancientchess.com. No tricks, nothing to sign up for. Just find the free downloads. Download this booklet, Luzhanqi, print it out, and you will have this, what I have in my hand. If you do that, you'll be able to refer to all these things as you play the game. Otherwise, you're kind of stuck memorizing them, from this video, presumably, and that's going to be a tough road to go down. So let's look at this. I'm just going to give you all the information on this video, and then once again encourage you to print out the booklet yourself. This game is played on a board like this. The circles and rectangles and these little figures represent places that your pieces can go on. The lines represent the movements that your pieces can make from one space to another. Note that some diagonals are available, some are not. I'm going to talk about the spaces that you can stand on, your pieces can stand on. The basic space is called a soldier station. You go there, you stand there, you're there. It's like a square in chess, it's just a place to be. This special one is a circle. It's called a camp. Here, there's a basic one, here's a circle. The camp is a protected zone. You can stand there, but when you're there, nobody can attack you. It's a safe place to stand. The headquarters is where the flag is kept. And the flag is like the king in chess. It's what the enemy is trying to get, what you are trying to get of the enemy. And you see you have two of those, and yours is going to be one or the other, and you're going to be trying to guess which one houses the flag of your opponent. Now this thing here, it's actually the same thing written twice, once this way and once upside down. That's the front line, and that's where you have to travel through, across, to get to the enemy's side of the board. And then this circle, mountain border, this is the symbol for mountain, san, that's about all the Chinese I know. That is a place you cannot go. So when you want to go from this side to this side, you've got to go through one of the front line paths, not on the mountain border. By the way, these front line squares, you don't land on them, you just go through them. Okay? So don't think of that as a landing spot. That's just a signpost as you're going from this spot to that spot across the border. Now, very important, let's look at the pieces. The main thing about the pieces is that they're ranked. They have rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, highest power, next highest power, etc. This little number here tells you how many are in each army. You've got one of those, one of those, two of those, two of those, two of those, two of those, three of those, three of those, three of those, and two of those, three of those, one of those, which is the flag. So let's look at them one at a time. Now, unfortunately, there are different styles that these are written in. This is a very old style, and you're not going to see this very likely anywhere nowadays. It's the characters are vertical, they're more elaborate, they're written smaller, and they have a picture on the side. I've only seen one of those. I have one like that, but that's very uncommon. This is much more common, and unfortunately, this is now becoming more common. This is the same thing written in a sort of cursive style. It's not too difficult to tell that these two are the same character, but as you go down the list, some will be a little more difficult. We're going to look at each one just to confirm that we know who's who in the ranks here. So number 1, first rank, Field Marshal, looks like this. Okay, that's Siling. By the way, these Chinese approximations do not have the tones indicated, so I'm not going to pronounce them correctly, but let's see what we can do. That's the first rank. Okay, second rank is the General. Okay, you can vaguely see how that is that. Okay, get used to it. General, second rank, Chunzang. Third rank is the Lieutenant General. Lieutenant General. Interestingly, this is the character in Chinese chess for the king piece. Anyway, so be it. That's the Lieutenant General. Third rank. Shizang. Fourth rank is the Brigadier. Luzhanqi. This looks like that, looks like this. Fourth rank, Luzhanqi. Fifth rank is the Colonel. Let's see, it's in a rectangle there. Tuansang. Sixth rank is Yinsang. Major. Okay, sixth rank. Looks like that. All right. Okay, next, seventh rank is Lianzang. Looks like this, possibly like that. Seventh rank. Eighth rank, Pizang. Oh, Paizang. Sorry, Paizang. Yeah. Ninth rank, the Engineer, and we'll talk a little bit about him. He's the lowest in power as far as the rankings go, but he's the greatest in power as far as mobility. He is the guy who, ninth rank, Gongbin. He's the one who can actually travel on the railroads. So let's look at that. When he's on the board, standing on a spot, he can not only go one space like the others, but if he's on a railroad, he can go as far as he wants on the railroad. He can even go around corners. So in one move, he could go from here to here, for instance. Very powerful. Of course, when you move him, you will show immediately that he is an engineer and he's very vulnerable to capture, so watch out. Okay, now there's three more pieces which are not army officers per se. They are weapons and the flag. The grenade will be placed somewhere, and it can move, and it can destroy other pieces like the other captures. But when it does so, it also is destroyed. So it's always in any confrontation, it is destroyed. So grenade. Now this is interesting. A landmine. Sort of similar, but sort of different. The landmine will stand in one place. It will not move. And when it is hit upon by another piece, that piece is destroyed. There's an exception. The engineer can defuse the landmine. By the way, the landmine is destroyed in the process when something hits it, so that's a important distinction. The flag. This is it. This is capture the flag. Okay, this is your guy. That finally looks like this or like that, and it stays in one place. It's as I said before. It's on one of these headquarters spots, and when somebody attacks it, they win the game. So, let's talk about the setup. The setup, let's see, these pieces came with another set. I'll just leave them down here in order. When you set the pieces up, the flag is going to go on one of those spots. There are limitations. Let's see, the landmines have to be placed somewhere in the first two rows, okay? So landmine, you said this one here, delay, it has to be placed in these areas here, one of the first, oops, I'm not showing you, in either the row that the flag is on or the next row. Okay, now the other thing, the grenades are not going to be placed in the front row. They'll be placed anywhere except the front row, but I'm told that you wouldn't want them in the front row anyway. It would be bad strategy. So all the rest get placed on every one of these little soldier stations. They do not start on the circles, the camps. You're going to fill up the soldier station with those. And here's what the pieces come in, by the way. The other side is going to fill up their soldier stations with the pieces on the other side. Now notice that I'm placing these so they cannot be seen by the other side. So let's get the camera down onto the battlefield here. So you can't see them from over here. You can only see your own pieces like that. If you're familiar with Stratego, this whole thing's familiar to you. Okay, so those are basically the rules. Now, here's something that's a little bit different than Stratego, and different from most games you're familiar with. When you attack a piece, like say you're here and he's there, and remember, here, let me give you a focus here. Remember, when you pass by here, you don't stop at the mountain pass. That's just a sign. You go straight across. When you come up like that and attack, then if you have a referee working with you, they will tell you who won the match. So you got this guy against that guy. Who wins? You got to go back to your little list here. And yes, I actually have to go to this list because I am not familiar. Looks like this guy wins. So even though you attacked him, he comes off the board. Boom. Now, if you've got a referee, you put that aside and you never find out. The guy who won him never finds out who he got. So as the pieces are eliminated, you don't necessarily start to know what your enemy has still standing on the board. By the way, I didn't set them all up, but in the playing you would actually set them all up, and there's just enough to fit every one of these soldier stations and flag posts. You'd put something else, a dummy in the flag post and the other headquarters, so that your opponent doesn't know which one is in. So, as I was saying, when you have a referee, that's really neat because they will tell you who won without having to reveal a secret of what the power of the piece was. So you just keep on playing. You have competitions between the two pieces. The engineers go as far as they want on the railroads. The landmines stay still and blow up everything except for an engineer. The grenades can move and blow up everything, but in the process blow up themselves. Let's see. Oh yeah, when if a piece attacks another piece of equal rank, both pieces are removed. So that's an important thing to know. There are a few different games in this family, and a fine point like that is particular to the game. Also, I'd like to mention that if you meet somebody from China who actually plays this game at home, they're probably going to have a slightly different version of the rules than I'm giving you here. That's typical of games that don't have a national or national ruling board, and so if you meet somebody who knows a different way to play this, please play it their way. Show courtesy and respect for somebody who actually plays this game as a native. It's a great opportunity to play with somebody. So that's basically it. Here's the rules. Do download them from here. These rules, by the way, I should credit Shuping Zhang, who used to be with Brandeis University. I haven't been able to get in touch with him, and I'd really like to. If anybody knows Shuping Zhang, he's well versed in this game, and he was kind enough to go over the rules and clarify them with me. Okay, thanks. This is AncientChess.com, and please do leave feedback. Please do check out other videos. Click like to help promote the video. And yeah, as I was saying, I'm going to present another video that tells you more about how this game is related to other games of this variety, and how all those games are related to Chinese chess.